Hello and welcome to Art Talks, a series of lectures to help you and your arts organization increase both your funding and your audience size. My name is Dan Brown, and we at the Capitol Theatre have been working with support from the Ontario Trillium Foundation to bring you the top local experts in their field to leave you with actionable insights, takeaways, and lessons that you can implement today.
Hey guys, I'm back with Tom Lucier here, and we are going to talk about his social media experience and how he's one of the top social media gurus in the community. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you do, the Fog Lounge, and now the new place. Like, give us a little bit of description and maybe a little bit of history too of where you came from.
Well, yeah, I went to journalism school, so learning how to communicate across platforms or just being able to reach people, especially speaking or radio, and then in print. And that took a long time. Like, I had pretty good mentors that taught me kind of how to be a better writer, and this stuff really plays a key role in how you use Twitter, how you use Facebook. I'm not great at being succinct. You'll find when you ask a question and I talk for 10 minutes, but it's really important when you're putting posts out. I think you would know. You have to be clear and not repetitive, and not use the same words all the time, and get the key points across. So that's stuff you learn from learning how to write.
Absolutely.
Learning how to spell.
Yeah.
And we don't talk about that usually when we discuss sharing our events and getting stuff out there, but that's like really key, right?
Yeah.
So I went through that process, and that helped quite a bit. Started a magazine, I think when I was 20, so straight out of school.
That's awesome.
And that went for 2 years.
In Windsor? Or okay,
yeah.
Sweet.
And I mean, we made money right away, every issue, but it was one of those things that you become an ad salesperson. So it's one of those things where people don't necessarily understand when they get into the event planning business or the arts.
Yeah.
I'm in theater. Well, you're in communications now too.
Yeah.
So that was a natural progression for me from being like a total poser and just talking about artists, which I still am, by the way. I don't make art. I don't.
At least
play
you
music.
can admit that, though, right?
I can't do anything creative in the best forms, the ways that I appreciate the most. But I'm good at telling people about those things.
Okay.
So yeah, we did that in that magazine, and then I thought the place that we were hanging out a lot to find stories was next door to the Capitol, which is Fog Lounge. So, but it was called Lift, and they were an advertiser of my magazine. So we would go there, and it was a good space, but they weren't really running it to make money. It was weird. I love those guys, but it needed some help in terms of how we were going to take it forward
to the next level.
Yeah, and so when we moved in there, you put the magazine away, and now you're actually influencing culture and the direction it takes because you're presenting it. Right. And I forget how it ended up going, but instead of having 3 partners, we had 2, and jobs fell on people that they didn't know they were going to have to take. So me, I was mentioned in the intro, I played basketball, so like all I listened to in my younger years was all hip hop. It's kind of underrepresented in this city. So what did I know about live music to present? I had to learn it from nothing. So that part of what is good in the 50 genres of music that exist, I had to listen to it and have people say, like, that's junk. Don't do that again. And then start to learn about kind of the best forms of each type of music. So there was a lot of learning involved to then be able to properly, like the language in the music community, you can't say certain words. Grindcore is not the same as like Norwegian death metal, and like you can't just throw around metal terms because you'll get the wrong crowd. It'll be like, you don't know what you're talking about. So terminology is important, I think, for any business, any art form, because the people who are so into what you're presenting, they know. They know the terms. I think you can get away with being a little more general with newcomers, but yeah, you got to be specific. So I had to learn all that stuff there. And we've been there 12 years. So well, it's going to be 13 in about 6 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then we started presenting. In 2009, we won an award, Best Live Music Venue in Canada.
That's amazing.
Well, we won an internet contest. That was best promoted contest. That's what we basically should have won a prize for. Like how to get the most people to vote for an online contest.
Right.
Because it wasn't that we have the best venue under 1,000 people in Canada. We have the most passionate group of people who the space meant to more than other spaces meant to a group of people in, say, Kingston or Toronto.
Right.
You know, other cities are spoiled. So, like, I was able to make people express their love and appreciation for a space that does something that not a lot of people in this city do. They do now. I think there's a lot more, which is great. Than the other people who were in that contest. People bought ads. Like, that was the first time I heard you could buy Facebook ads.
Yeah.
These venues were buying ads to get votes for the CBC contest.
That's crazy.
And we just mobilized people, and you know, the sharing and the getting other people involved was everything. That engagement. So I remember, even today, like I don't know how that would go, but because I think online contests are kind of dead. I think
it depends. I think it depends.
I know I wouldn't be able to do that today. People are burned out. With being asked to go and click on a thing, especially every day for 5 weeks, which is what that contest was.
Oh my gosh.
But I made a Facebook event that was like titled
Vote.
Yes, I want to know about voting for Best Live Music Venue. I want to receive a message every day. Like, it was this crazy
longest title.
But it was very clear. Don't join this if you don't want to get a tap on the shoulder every day to make this thing happen. And if that didn't happen, FOG would have probably closed. Like when that contest, like when we won that, it was a shot in the arm because it was pretty dire. There was a downturn in the economy at that time. And we had this huge concert on the street in front of the Capitol, in front of our place, and that was what turned it around completely. And it's this is the best year we've ever had in the history of our business.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but I remember in 2009 when that happened, that was completely because of just managing the new media site and being present and being excited. Being convincingly and genuinely excited through Twitter, Facebook. I'm trying to figure out what else. Instagram wasn't even around then.
No, I don't think it was. I think people see that though, right? They see the passion that you have for music. They see that you're out in the community, you're branding yourself, you have a great brand. So I think people recognize that, and when they recognize that, they want to follow. You know what I mean? Like, you're one of those leaders that...
I think that is... well, and this is it's not a criticism, because I give that advice to people. Is get out of your space. I didn't do that for a long time, and I think it's really important to support the other people doing similar things. Because if you're not going to see other bands' shows, or a band that, let's say, has had the majority of their shows at your place, you're not going to see them when they play somewhere else. It's disingenuous, I think, when they're down the street, when they're 3 blocks away or 100 yards away. It's easy to pop in and give them $5 and support that, and the venue, like to go and have a drink, because it's really important that those people are around. I've been very clear about the fact that those other venues are the key to us having our best year.
Absolutely.
It's not just because we're doing the best stuff. There's lots of shows I don't get that I'm like, oh.
And I think that's cool about Windsor, though, too, is we're all kind of, and I've seen it over the last 5 years, we're all kind of coming together and supporting one another. And we have this amazing support system, and I think it's different, too. It goes by, it's not that we're just going industry to industry, like everyone's coming together. So people in the art industry are going to the music industry, and like business people are going to, have you noticed that? Like, I've been noticing that in the last 5 years.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that is...
Do you think that's social media?
No, I think it's more than that. I think it's social media, yes, because the reporters that are writing stories that are convincing people that this is safe now for you. You can do a thing that's not just for
take
your
a risk.
Clients. And and that's so I think they work together, but having like the news. Like, your background is PR. I'm suggesting the PR part is massive. To tell people through conventional media. The thing is, we're in a really weird time. I think in 15 years, anybody it depends, but maybe in 20 years, pushing something for print media is going to be silly. It will be kind of like, we have to do this. Depends on who the event is for and who's coming. But right now you have to do all of it.
Right. Yeah.
Radio, TV if you can get it. Like TV, like I haven't had cable in forever, right? It's Netflix. Like, so where can I put ads, even ads on social media, if not through just my own social media, print media, being human and physical in other people's spaces at other events. And again, it's not calculated. I want to be there, but I understand what the effect of that visit is. So that is really important. So we have to do it all.
Everything,
And the PR part. Like being able to speak to somebody and be very clear, like this is a thing you need to cover.
Right.
Because it is special for these reasons. You have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So many different platforms.
Yeah, it's overwhelming sometimes.
It is, I think now. I think now is the hardest.
Yeah.
And that's why when all these new kind of tools come out, deciding how to use them is tough because they all hit different groups. They all hit different niches.
Yeah.
So you were saying you love Twitter and the intro.
I love Twitter.
I can't handle it anymore.
I love Twitter.
I have no value for it. Like, it's got no value to what I do now.
Yeah. See,
for a reason, but Instagram used to have the most impact because it's visual Twitter. But now Facebook is doing what Facebook does, which is throttling content. You're not getting everything you were asking to get by following people.
Right.
So I can follow you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
not see anything.
Out of 6 posts, even though I'm sitting there and looking at it. Yeah. Well, I'm fed up with that personally. So like I'm doing a new project to sidestep socials, which is crazy. Okay. But I realize now like I'm creating more work for myself doing this. Right. Because I also have to do all the socials the same way I did. Yep. Except for Twitter. Again, for real. And that
I see Twitter though. I see Twitter though for business professionals, and a lot of like newsy stuff is on there. So
absolutely. Like right now.
Yes.
Right now.
Yeah. And I've made a lot of connections actually. Like my first client that I got found me on Twitter. So I see the benefit from it. I don't know. I can't hate it.
Like if there were bands somewhere else in Canada and that's the tool they use, then I am excluding them from the probability of them finding me. Yeah. See, every time I talk to somebody else who does promo, it's like, maybe I should use that.
Okay, so I think everyone's been waiting to hear. Let's hear. Yes, we've been waiting.
Before I get to it, this is the thing that is going to shift into rondo.
Okay.
This is why I think this is key. And people think I'm kind of crazy, but
crazy's good though.
But
crazy's successful, and that's entrepreneurs are crazy, and it works. So.
This doesn't have anywhere for your name. Okay. This is a card I had printed. This is like a 2-year-old idea that just came to me. I was getting fed up with Facebook 2 years ago, teaching at St. Clair College and telling students like, Facebook ads are where they want you to, they work. Yeah. Facebook ads work. You spend money, it works. More people come to events and find out about it. It's just a fact. Fine. Yep. But we live in Windsor. We don't live in, Rio. Yeah. There's not millions of people to reach. It's especially within an arts community like that. You can pretty well narrow that, the general populace down by doing old school survey type stuff and then collecting that information. So what I did is because I offer so much, you become annoying. You said don't post too much, right? Yeah. Because you're messaging through your socials to people who only care about poetry, let's say. Yeah. And you're sending nothing out about poetry. Yeah. Except for 2 days before, a week before, and 2 days before the next poetry event. Yeah. So they tune out. Like, I don't care about anything except this thing. Yeah. So there's no engagement. So they aren't going to keep getting your stuff unless they subscribe. So you didn't talk about subscribing.
So subscribing,
yes. That's been helpful because people who go, I want to know about everything. They subscribe.
And now you can do that on Instagram as well. Yes. Which is frustrating. Yeah.
So I'm super getting.
Let's just get rid of social media and just go to word of mouth.
There's a spot for your phone number.
Okay.
And there's a spot for your email.
Okay.
You pick which one you want to give me. I don't want your name. I don't want, because that gonna creep people out. Okay. What's important is the information. Okay. So steal this. Okay. Steal this idea. I don't mind. Because it's going to help you. You just have to build the database afterwards. Okay. So these are all the genres of events that we do. Okay. At FOG and soon to be the Rondo. Films, open mics, Motown, metal, jazz. Like I've got styles of music, but I've also got like even beer events because we do pub crawls with other venues that do craft beer.
Yep.
So there's people who only come to that.
Yeah.
I see them once a month, once every 3 months, and they're only at that event.
Yeah.
You fill this out and give it to me.
Okay.
You're only going to find out about those events because that's what they want.
Yes.
I mean, we self-select anyways.
Right.
So this is going to allow me to...
it's almost like a newsletter, right?
Yeah, I've had, but it's not a newsletter because if you give me an email, I would use it the way I would use Instagram in terms of posting. Same amount. Like texting, I can get, a texting tree out there and send people a thing.
Yeah.
Remind you maybe a week before and the night before.
Okay. So are you sending them an email through like MailChimp or how?
I haven't decided because I think you can do it. I think that's up to you.
Okay.
Like what do you like?
Okay.
What's your preferred?
I think it'd be cool though too to make it really personal because I think getting a personal email from someone from a business, right,
it is
cool.
From a business. They know it's coming from me,
right?
And they know that they filled this thing out.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this is all the metal shows. You're only getting stuff about metal shows.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a big, and here's why. Because I'm sending out all these events. You're not getting half of them because Instagram and Facebook decide, no, we don't feel like having
buy our ads.
I sidestep them. Now you find out about every single one.
Okay.
I never have to hear you come in and say,
I didn't know this happened.
I wish I knew that happened. I would have brought 10 people. So now that you eliminate it.
Yeah.
And you can, again, you can't do that, I don't think, on a huge scale, but you can do that in Windsor. So that's the thing I'm going to do and roll over into the new project.
Okay.
The heartwarming kind of response to that video you saw, it had 370 shares.
Yeah, shares. Yeah.
I've never had 5 shares.
I think I saw it. Like I was right on Instagram when it got posted, and I refreshed the page right away, and there was already like 50 likes on it. Like it was explosive. Yeah. It was explosive.
But that has more to do, and it's not even about that post. That was a 6.5 minute video.
Yeah.
And we cut it to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
To get the most important parts. And
right.
I thought maybe 300 people will watch this.
No, it exploded.
The shares, people, because of the need.
Right.
So we were filling a need. I can't take all the credit for doing. It's a hole in what's being provided.
Okay.
It's a balance. All of this stuff we're talking about, I believe, is all, and I think you would agree because you have the experience and the scholastic, support for it. Like. It's a balance of being a human being, being able to communicate like this and like this.
Absolutely.
And creating your own method. So.
And I think networking and also supporting other people and creating those community partnerships also in the community, which will be great for you as well, right? Because there's some organizations that want to do really great events, but they don't have the venue space or they can't afford the venue space. So that's going to help bridge the gap, right?
I think though, as a space, like advice for people with space, advice for promoters. People always say, get that band. I'm like, you get that band. I got kids.
I got things to do.
You can message an agent and talk to me about the dates they want and the money they need. And we can have a negotiation and you can go into that confidently and make that happen. And the same goes for event space. People don't, I guess I've been bad at saying, if you have an event, we'll help you host it and you will confidently execute your event within our space or within someone else's space.
Right.
This doesn't mean I'm not going to do shows off-site. I might have to do a show at a theater because I only hold 400 and I need a space that holds 7. Right. But to be able to tell people, this isn't difficult. You just have to do a couple and have some help. I wish more people did know that it is easy once you do it once, but to ask the questions. People like me will tell you. I'd rather see the event happen than it not happen. But if you can do it in my spot, I'd prefer that.
So maybe we can finish off giving us maybe like 3 main tips or maybe some challenges that you've experienced, like kind of give us a little...
Building an audience.
Okay.
So a new media audience, the human part is, if you don't know how to go to Toastmasters, be able to talk to
Those
people.
are great. Those are great.
I've never done it, but I've heard that they're good.
They're fun.
And I think it's key to be able to communicate across the board, know how to spell stuff and the difference between there, and there.
Yes.
Because people are picky. I'm not, because I'm more about the message, but it can be a thing where
can be make or break.
Yes.
So audience?
Yeah, but building the audience is really tough.
It is.
You created your Facebook page or your Instagram account. How do you get followers? If I took my phone out now and did what I should have done while I was getting shards of metal in my eye, I'd have 100, 200, 500 more followers on the Rondo's Instagram page.
Right.
Because you have to be the person to follow.
Yes. Yeah.
I know who's in
and
there.
But you also have to
list.
like too. You can't just follow. They want you to like it. Like they want you to struggle to get them to like you back.
Yes.
I've noticed. Like they want the challenge, which is hard.
But again, that's man hours. That's time.
Yes.
And I don't think you can hand that off to somebody because they could be following stuff that you are totally not like. Well, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that it takes a lot of time to build that up, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Even though they are still throttling the content, it is still worth it.
Yeah.
So building that audience, so the Rondo's Facebook page, oh man, like that video did it.
Yeah.
We were 1,000 people in less than 24 hours, I think, or somewhere in that range.
Okay.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
I could never do that with any other project. To
Yeah.
get 1,000 likes and like follows from that video. That's what made it happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I just put it out and didn't have that video and didn't have the response, it might be at 300.
Right.
It's really difficult to do.
Do you think from the loop closing, do you think that has also helped some of the okay? Because I was thinking that because if you're doing dance parties on Saturdays, that was a lot of like the loop crowd, right?
It's massive.
Okay.
That was ultimate, and those people were who I'm seeing posting these like passionate thank yous.
Yeah.
I don't know you. I don't know you.
But thank you.
How do I not know you?
Yeah.
And you're this excited about this thing.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to be more excited about it than you think.
Right.
You're excited for one thing, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big part of it.
Okay.
Well, I said that gap. That there's a group of people being ignored. The club scene was doing like
nothing. Yeah.
And
which is fine occasionally.
Sure, but they want to hear Joy Division.
Yeah.
And they want to dance to the Smiths.
Oldies too.
And other various things. So or Motown.
Yeah.
It's not being done.
Yeah.
And the Loop did that, and that was our.
Yeah.
That was obviously a big part of people being excited about it.
Yeah.
So building an audience
two
is
more.
the worst. I don't know if I have two more.
Okay.
You have to be able to communicate and build that audience, and I think how often you post.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a.
I know there's so many different research. Like there's a lot of research out there where they've collected data and they said, well, this person at 6 o'clock, like 6:03 p.m. Like how do they know exactly at 6:03 that all these people are on? And I think it depends on the audience. I think it depends on the audience.
If you have if you're somebody who, so when I think about this, I always kind of tailor make it to who the audience is. So you have you're the symphony, or you are a theater group. You put on plays. You kind of know who your audience is. When it's me, I honestly cater to upwards of, and you'd think it's like totally unreasonable, there's probably 30 to 40 social groups that I deal with in a place that holds 60.
Right.
And that's because you're doing specialized stuff.
Yeah.
They want to have different language and they want it presented different ways.
Yeah. Even just the posters that you do are very, very different, like very diverse.
To do different posters for different events.
Different colors and different graphics.
They mean different things.
Yeah.
And you need to know the difference when you do that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to tailor it. Snapchat. Hello. Did you even talk about Snapchat?
Yeah, I
you
did.
About that, about the geolocating.
Yeah. Geo filters.
Well, I was at Mopop, which is a brand new music festival in Detroit. Because those are the guys I partner with to do shows in Windsor, the Crowfoot Ballroom guys in Pontiac. So they opened St. Andrews Hall.
Okay.
They book at like 16 venues in Detroit.
Okay.
And they know their audience, so they had to make those geotag things for Mopop.
Yeah, geo filters.
If you were in the crowd, which I was, and you're seeing people filming, they weren't using just their cameras.
Yeah.
They were filming everything on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Even the people who weren't 23.
Yeah.
Everybody was using Snapchat.
Yeah.
I barely
it's blowing
use it.
up.
I barely use it. I don't love the platform myself, like checking it. It's not, that doesn't matter though.
Yeah.
The point is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If that's who is using, if they're using that tool to get excited, because actually a lot of the advertising for my events happened during the event by people using that tool that I'm not even bothering with enough yet.
Yeah.
So you have to be
you have to adapt.
Malleable. You have to be adaptable.
Yeah.
You just nailed it.
Yeah.
That would, like that, if there were 3 points, that's like got to be one of the number one. You have got to adapt and evolve.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, I'm using the newspaper.
Yeah.
No. You have to do other things.
And what do you think, and let's leave that at our last point from, you said like you started journalism broadcasting from that point until today. Like, have you just been like mind blown with the amount of like technology change and all the evolution of like paper and
Sure.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think newspapers, and especially media in this city, need to be given like as a huge debt of gratitude that I have for them caring and tackling those like stories.
Yeah.
They actually cover them.
Yeah.
It was not easy in 2007 and 2008, but like they are so excellent about it, and they are trying to learn their socials. I had an interview on Facebook Live. It was the first time I'd seen it, like someone doing it.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool, and I'm really grateful that they've started doing that. But I don't know, it's the technology is like I used to use Ustream, right, to live cast shows.
Yeah.
So people would watch these far away. It's like, is that really the best use of my resources for people who aren't even in the city to watch this?
Yeah.
Because unless you're going to have a production value, you're going to have good sound recording, which means you're hiring people or you're doing, your own kind of guerrilla setup to make it sound good.
Yeah.
So you have to,
again, adapt.
Right, because Ustream I used my phone, which had to be plugged in because it would zap.
Was this a flip phone or?
Yeah, it was like
or the sliding ones.
So I totally agree that you have to, or that the technology's changing.
Yeah.
But like it's not like, oh, here's a totally new thing.
Yeah.
Get involved now so that you can follow the changes.
Right.
Because Snapchat's not that absurdly difficult to understand. You're making a video.
Right.
But experiment with it. Experiment with video on your phone. How do you look? What distance do you need? Do you need a selfie stick? Like, figure it out. Like,
you didn't just say that.
What works for you? What are you comfortable with? But like, so that when the next thing comes out, you're ready.
You're ready. Yeah. And I think also taking risks as well, right? You want to. I think sometimes when you're starting out, you want to take those extra steps, and maybe it doesn't work, and maybe it does, and I think that's kind of cool, especially in the art and music scene. I think, but if it's business scene, you kind of have to be a little bit careful. But
the other advice I think you learn is you have to learn from other people.
Yes.
You have to consume other people's.
You have to be a sponge.
Other people's stuff and engage with their stuff because they teach. That's the only way you learn about like really cool new ways, or even apps that present the work or the promotion.
Yeah.
But I follow so many people and love seeing their stuff. When they present something in a unique way, I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to steal this. Yeah. Because like, why not? Like they're doing it in Hamilton. Like, no one here saw that.
Absolutely.
And to be able to like share, because these are friends, or they are like contemporaries, or even in Detroit.
Right.
It's a different universe over here.
Yeah.
So like, look at what other people are doing.
Yeah.
And learn from them. That's
Absolutely. That's a great final point. Well, thank you so much for watching Art Talks. I'm Cierra Bray, and
Tom Lucier.
Hi guys.
Hello.
My name is Nicole Bellman. I really enjoyed what you guys had to say today. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
So my question is about followers, and I know you guys touched on this, but it's so important. Right now I am trying to build a following for a business, and it's been about a week, so it's not, I'm not really sad about my 30 followers, but I'm still sad about my 30 followers. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get more, mostly.
So what social media platforms are you using, just so we...
Twitter, Instagram.
Okay.
Facebook.
And have you connected all of those platforms with your personal, like friends and followers on your your personal accounts, or?
Yes.
Okay, so you've like invited everyone to like your page and everything?
Thus far.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Personally, for me, the way that I've gained followers is going and like following everyone possible, but sometimes on Instagram, if you overfollow, they'll block your account. Yeah, they'll block your account for a couple of days, so don't go too crazy. But going and liking people's photos and posts, and also engaging too. I find like if you see something really cool on Twitter, like tell that person that you think it's really cool, and like don't just retweet it or like it, like actually type something out and be like, this is awesome, and then people will be like, oh, who's this? And then they'll go, most likely they do follow you back. I don't know if you want to kind of touch on that a bit.
I think that's good. I used to do, with Twitter that like to follow someone you like and then they say something that you appreciate and then sending them a message, a genuine one.
Yeah.
Like, and often not even just that, but sending them like
personal message or actually tweet at them?
No, well, either or, but sending them something relative to what they're posting. If they post about a director that they really love, you're like, oh man, I wonder if they know about this thing that's no one knows about from that director that I love, and then you send them a link to that. It's like you actually have value to them because you showed them something they didn't know about. Like that's a lot of work. The least amount of work, like I would do, is so let's say like I know my buddy Josh at the Windsor Beer Exchange, like he went to my account for sure. And he clicked on my followers.
Yeah, I've done that.
And then he just went down my list and liked every single person. And I know because he's like, my ex-girlfriend from grade 7 he's following her, who she lives in Prince Edward Island or something. And I'm like, you don't know her. So I knew for a fact that he was doing that, but so I did that to him because his audience is totally different 3 blocks away, and in truth, but you have to do it because, and again, I don't know what the limit is, if it's 50 people a day.
Instagram, I think, is 100.
So you follow, like you just go down, like follow.
Yeah.
And again, they will self-select whether they want to follow you or not, but anyone who's following a thing that's specifically similar to you, a business similar to you or a person you really admire, what's the harm in getting their content? Nothing. So like I'm totally cool with following all of those people because I know they're genuinely they're like-minded. Same thing with like craft beer companies. Following beer companies, I don't even know if they're where they are, but to at least check them out. I found like 10 craft beer companies in Ontario doing that, following a different craft brewer, going through their followers. So you can do the same on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's a bit more. That's a toughie because
it's tough.
It's more personal, but like the Instagram is.
I think another thing too is also making those partnerships with the community members that have a lot of followers. So like Yvonne Pilon, for example, like that woman has like 6,000 followers on Twitter. So like, and I talk to her. I'd say I'm friends with her. So if I have someone that maybe needs some followers, I'll like tag her in it and be like, hey Yvonne, check this page out, and then she'll retweet it, and then she'll get her followers to like it. So I think making those partnerships with other community members that do have a lot of followers. I think also too going to events, kind of getting outside of your shell. I've done a lot of networking. I've kind of as for my personal brand, I've tried to get out of my comfort zone and like go to every single event that would be relevant to me, and like shaking people's hands and then finding them on Twitter and then saying it was so great to shake your hand, it was so great to meet you, and then those people will tweet back at you, and then their followers will see that they tweeted at you. So you're kind of making like a little bit of a roadmap, and it's this bit of a strategic plan. But I mean, in January I had 130 followers on Twitter, and I actually had a class with Yvonne Pilon, and I said by April I want to have over 500 followers, and now I have 950 on Twitter. So, and I pushed to the pavement to like make sure that I was going to all of those events and communicating with people and showing people that I genuinely care about their message or what they're tweeting about.
That's the key.
Yeah, like you want to be.
You're not just going to do it.
Yeah.
You're doing it because you actually
want to.
mean it.
Yeah, absolutely. Same
with the communicating, sending those messages to those people. Like, people will see through. And I've seen through.
Yeah.
People like doing that kind of thing.
Really
to me,
frustrating things.
Or auto replies.
Yes.
Like that it's that. It's like
the worst.
Like all you have to do is type like 15 words, and I'll know it's real and it's you, and you have an appreciation for what I'm doing, which I will no doubt have for what you're doing. But the auto reply
it's the dreaded auto reply.
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
So like, as long as you're genuine, I think in any of those things that you do, again, you have to invest the time. I explain that to my students. I'm like, you don't get it. Like, so much time, and you don't do it once and you're done.
Yeah, you have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it. And I think too, I've also sent emails to people like when I've met them, and I'll say like, oh, I'm having this event, do you mind sharing this? And then they'll actually take that event and they'll share it on their own personal like Facebook pages or their business pages. So like making those connections, and like Snapd does that. They'll share your event. Eyes on Windsor will share your event. Windsor.com will share your event. Like just really getting out there and like making those personal connections with the community partners in the community. Like I said, you know, a lot of like nowadays people are really trying to support one another. Like we're really trying to make Windsor a big thing, and now that Windsor's been in like BuzzFeed and like Mashable, like we're blowing up, and we're really making change here. So I think making, you know, those connections is really going to help you.
Yeah, calls to action I would say are really key too. I mean, to ask people to do a thing or to share a thing. It's funny because, you know, we just had this grand opening this weekend. One of the events I said, share this, like it was an afterthought. One of them I went, yeah, you guys can share this. The other one I did not. And one got shared like 58 times, again, shattering anything I'd ever had shared, whether I asked or not. And the other one was like 9, because I asked. Again, you forget, like, duh, you gotta ask. Like,
yeah.
You know, if you don't, and again, it makes all the world of difference in turnout for an event that they supposedly care about, want to see a turnout for, want to see success because they want either you to succeed or they want to see a similar event from you to happen again. So I feel it's very okay to ask or
Absolutely.
to say, if you really like this page, like send it to some people you care about. When I have a podcast too, and it makes a big difference when you put it out there. Do your friends have a really terrible sense of humor too? Send them the link to this show so they know.
Yeah.
And that call to action makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
In followers and people, you know, sharing your thing. So
yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
We gave you a lot to
so
do.
Get to work. Let us know how it goes.
I'm really curious to know, Tom, for the Rondo video and how you thought about announcing it. Did you put a lot of thought into it beforehand, like how and why and when, or was it like, I had a feeling, it's kind of like a gut feeling from you that you just need to put it out there?
Yeah, I knew like a day or two before. I was like, I want to do a video that is, again, it was like, is this going to happen or not? And then when do I want the word to get out? But starting at Fog, like a shot on the logo or our sign, and then down to me and start walking.
Yeah.
Like we started this place 12 years ago. Here's you know, the development and growth, and walk by the Capitol, and you know, we did stuff here. This place has been, you know, integral in us growing as a big event planner. And so on and so I did all of that. Like that exists. That 6.5 minute video exists. But then, and I expressed my gratitude for partners, for my ex-business partner Frank over at Fog. But those are things that are always like pretty fresh in my brain all the time. I am lucky that way that I don't have to rehearse, let's say. So I just knew if I could get the guy to come and film it, that I could spew all that stuff before I got to the Rondo, walked over however many blocks. But then he was like, yeah, 6.5 minutes. I'm like, no. Like, what? I'm like, that's too long. So I said, when we had to run across the street because we almost got hit by a car, what was the first sentence we said when we came across the street? And he was like, and we finally found a place. I'm like, just start it there. That's perfect. I don't even know what's after it. Send me whatever you have after that. And that's what you saw, that finished product. But I also went to, when we were setting that up, what was my whole point of pushing people to understand that those two businesses are similar but different, and introducing myself to people who don't know me and are like, who's this clown over in this place trying to get us to come and dance there. So it was kind of like it was introducing myself as much as it was saying thank you to everybody who's had a huge role in this growth, right? And yeah, I think I messaged him at 3 in the afternoon. I'm like, can you meet me at 4? He's like, no, dude, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, when can you meet me? He's like, 7:30? Okay, I'll meet you at 7:30. And he had no clue before I messaged him that day. And he met me, and it was one take. We just walked from Fog to the Rondo, and it was awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.